We are at the US Open, the #1 surf competition ever. Welcome to Surf City, USA, otherwise known as Huntington Beach. I'm standing in front of my old stomping grounds where I used to walk out and be on the sand within 5 minutes. It was back in the 80s. And so I thought it would be fun to revisit and check out the new US Open. I say new because it's now owned by Vans. Remember back in the day when it was OP? How many of you still have your OP t-shirt, OP shorts? All right, let's get a move on. Let's go check out those surfers.
He's out in the lead right now. He's got a 4.5 and a 6. This could better the 4.5. Cole Robbins in second with a 4.73 and a throwaway. And Phil just has the 2.5 and a throwaway also. Yeah, I'm so busy here all 9 days, I don't get to even make it over. Bring the stories. But I hear them screaming. It used to be crazy. I'd go over there and I don't get one of it to commentate, to be honest. People are pushing it. There's blood and guts involved over there. Much more than here. Well, introducing this heat number 5, round 2. In the red, Tony Silvani from the USA. In the blue, Justin Quintal from the USA. And Stephen Sawyer from South Africa, mate.
So this is cool because you got two former world champions in the same heat.
I know.
Justin and Steven, which we had that same just in the last South Africa event, duct tape. We had both of those guys competing against each other, so it's cool seeing them out in the heat again, going at it. So this will be a fun heat to watch with these two.
Stick with them. It's a nice roll section. Almost right out 20. Sweep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's the next deviate? What's supposed to fit in and see if they can reach.
Back when I lived here and I used to come down to watch these surf competitions every year, the WSL was then the ASP, Association of Surfing Professionals. The name changed in 2015. 1992, yep, look at that. That's how crowded it was back in those days. I don't know where everybody's at today, but I had no trouble walking right up to the front and getting a spot. Now, as you know, Kelly Slater is considered the GOAT of surfing. But for this competition this year, Zeke Lau of Hawaii won, and he has given that guy a run for his money. One of the interesting things about a surf competition is that you rely on the waves. You don't really know when you're going to get to compete because the waves don't always cooperate, and that's kind of what's happening today. Now it's already 1 o'clock, so I'm here a little bit late. In the morning is when the waves are really popping. do to repair it?
So it depends. So like this one just has a little tear, so we fill it with glue. We put 3 coats of glue and then we seal it. Then we'll stitch it and then reinforce it on the inside.
Do you have a special glue that you use?
Yeah, we do. It's like a proprietary glue, especially for neoprene. So it's got elasticity once it dries. This glue is like specific for neoprene or like marine products that need elasticity.
And what's the cost of an average repair?
Anywhere from like $40 to like $80, depending on what's needed. Yeah.
And what does a new suit cost?
Anywhere from on the low end for like a base wetsuit, it's $200 to $300, but a high end is like $400 to $700.
So if you have a really good wetsuit, it's worth it to be able to
because you
fix
buy
it.
a $500 wetsuit and then you get a tear within the first month, and you're surfing in cold water. You know that suit is it's obsolete. You can't use it. So
Not doing its job, is
it's
it?
not doing its job at keeping you warm anymore. So.
Are you guys located here in
We're
Huntington Beach?
located in Ventura.
Oh, Ventura.
Yeah.
Okay. I never would have thought. I would have thought when the wetsuit gets a hole or a rip, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. Well, that's what we're trying to change people's minds about that.
Yeah.
So that it's a viable resource, and it's.
And keep using what you invested in.
Exactly. Our goal is to keep suits out of the landfill and then use longer.
Excellent. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Tell me what you're doing.
Welcome. So we're here at the blind stitch machine, which is one of the final steps after all the new panels get put into the wetsuit. We put the factory stitch that you would find on any wetsuit when it leaves its manufacturing center, and that essentially puts a strong stitch on the top surface of the wetsuit to reinforce the glue bond that goes where Hector was just on the table. And after we finish the blind stitch, the suit gets turned inside out, and we put a heat activated seam tape on the inside. And those are the three major steps. And once that's done, the suit's ready to go.
It's good to go.
Yeah. Special sewing machine.
Very
Just for
interesting.
wetsuits. Yeah. So the needle actually goes sideways here. You can come around and see
Cool.
the needle swing sideways.
Oh my goodness.
So rather than a top stitch or like a single stitch, this is a blind stitch machine. So it just catches a certain depth of the wetsuit, so it doesn't pierce all the way through, just the surface.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, pretty neat. Kind of a new thing to put that out there to the surf community, that you can have quality wetsuit repair, So at the end of the day, you put a big investment in these suits that you want to rely on, and if something fails or goes wrong, it doesn't have to hit the landfill. There's always a way to get it fixed, and we're here to offer that.
Excellent.
When we get invited to something like this, it's real special, so we're incredibly thankful to Vans for having us out here and offer this to the community. It's just a really unique opportunity, and we couldn't be more stoked to be here.
Are people bringing their wetsuits
Yes.
today, and you're fixing them
Every
today
day.
and turning
Yeah,
it right
yeah,
back?
We're doing about 20 wetsuits a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been like a repair marathon. Yeah, but we're doing all right. We're hanging in. Handles up there, Stitchbox Wetsuit Repair. Out to us and send us a message. Show us what's up with their suit.
Well, like I said, it's very different down here than when I used to come in the 80s and the 90s. This was a little different than my usual videos. As you know, I usually review things or go do something that I've never done before. This week I'm doing something I haven't done in almost 40 years. So it's been a lot of fun. Even though it's very different, it was a lot of fun. It's always exciting to see a professional athlete do what they do best. And here in Surf City, USA, they come to surf. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've never watched it on television, it's an interesting sport to watch. So go catch a heat, and I'll see you next week. Hey, subscriptions always help me. Thanks a bunch. Take care. See you next week. Bye.